I know this is going to probably sound crazy to those of you who conventional garden like I used to do, and I know it looks terrible. I really didn't plan on planting a garden this year because I knew my soil needed to be improved, and I want to do permaculture, and I didn't have all the materials, and so I wasn't really planning on doing it, but I did go ahead and plant a few things this year. If you look down here, see how sparse the grass is and all the brown. I've come through here and cut everything down a couple times, so there is a little bit of ground cover where I've cut down the weeds, but this was all just bare earth and just sparse weeds. Okay, so over here I've been so busy with animals and building and everything. I planted the garden and then I just kind of let it go, and the weeds just took over. And as you can see right here, this row here, that has my onions in it, and I started to weed, and I found that I was pulling up onions with weeds, and so I just left it, and they're gonna duke it out, and come harvest time we'll see how many onions I have. But for the most part, here where I have beans and stuff planted, I didn't pull the weeds, I just cut the weeds in between the plants. Now the reason why I did that is because I don't want exposed soil. Now here, I know it looks terrible, but when I planted my garden, this was pretty bare and sparse. Now, yes, it is full of weeds, but there's no ground showing. There's no soil showing. So what may look awful to some people, I'm tickled pink, and I had this epiphany. You know, I was so disgusted with how this looked, and then just a few minutes ago I just had this epiphany and this aha moment, and I realized, wait a minute, even though it's weeds, the roots are going down into the ground, breaking up my hard soil. Moisture is going into the ground. Nitrogen, as I cut them down and they mulch, is going into the ground. Now see here, out of the garden where there's been no water, it's just dead. It's just dead out here. This is what everything looked like. This is what it looked like where my garden was before I planted it. So it's a matter of getting water in there. And you can see in the areas where we've had water and where we haven't. See over here, this was flooded for about a day and a half. And there's all these grasses and yeah, weeds growing up. But the ground is being covered. The ground is being covered. Now it's not totally covered, but it's getting there. It's trying to recover. And it's green at least. Over here, where there hasn't been any water, it's just dead. Really sparse and dead. So, in the evolution of the land to try to recover, I need these weeds. Now yes, I do want to, eventually all this area here, all of this will be permaculture garden, all of this. There will be fruit trees, there will be fruit bushes, there will be vegetables and edible plants and nitrogen fixing plants. But to start, you know, it's a little bit of a start, but the ground over here is covered. It may be weeds, but in the evolution of everything, as the soil improves, then stronger varieties of plants can come up and grow. And so I was just really excited about that realizing that even though it had started out as neglect, sorry about the wind, it had started out as neglect, a garden that I ignored that got out of hand, really in the long run, it really is going to help me, because this ground cover will help keep moisture in the ground that will help my plants to grow. So there's one of my little bush bean plants. So I just wanted to share that with you. I know that some of you won't understand, but I know that some of you will. So I just wanted to share that, and you guys have a great day.